Okay, good evening. So today we'll discuss about the self-inductance. This one, self-inductance and mutual inductance and energy stored in an inductor and LR circuit. Growth and decay of current is LR circuit. Like if you go back to capacitor, there the capacitor, it used to store electrostatic field energy. Similarly here, we have a device which can store a magnetic field energy, and that particular thing what we call it as an inductor. So already the construction of inductor field inside the inductor we already know. So if you check the already told solenoid, or the same solenoid here, I'll give another name for it as the inductor. The same solenoid only open, we are going to call it as inductor. So as you pick up the numericals, no, a solenoid of self-inductance L is connected. It's nothing but inductor. Inductor is a technical name, solenoid is a theoretical name. Practical name is what called an inductor, or or some books they called only coil. This is also justified. It's a circular coil. Technically, coil is what used for inductor only, or for a solenoid. Okay, let's go back to the construction of solenoid. So as we know, this is the axis of solenoid. Okay, now this is the in technically speaking, spring is nothing but a solenoid here. So there are n turns are there. Why I can't draw? Not coming. I'll erase it. I'll go for another one. Let me try in other way, because that turns directions is very important. Oh, unable to draw it. Spring we have to draw, no? Round turns. Oh, just let me try again. First time I'm drawing with colors, no? I'm finding difficult. They should be the turns. Not appearing spring. Okay, okay, I got the idea. Okay, this is the solenoid. So let me send, let me take the, okay, now I'm going to take a rod or say there's a reference, there's the axis here. I'm going to wound a wire on it. There's the axis here. It's like a spring. So this is the axis of solenoid. You can call this as the axis of solenoid. Let me take all to the, this one. Yeah, let's begin now. So here I'm going to send a current which will vary with time, I naught t. Let me stand here. Then how the field will be? Field will be a concentric circles. So we know it should be like a right hand thumb rule. So everywhere the field will be directed like this. This will be the direction of field, no? This one. So even what are that arrow? Arrow indicates the lines of force. So you can show everywhere here. I'll show only at 2 points. Huh? So this will be the lines of force. We have to draw many. I'm showing only few. Okay, no. Yeah. So this is the, it will be here only. I need not to show here. Even the lines of force we have to show since they are owned very close, no? So net field in what direction will be? Inside the solenoid, net field, the direction of net field. The direction of net field, if you're standing here, the net field will be in this direction. B bar. Field produced by the solenoid will be along the axis, will be directed towards left here. Then, okay, let's come for what is the expression for magnetic field inside the solenoid? B equal to mu naught Ni. B is equal to mu naught Ni. And what is small l? Small l is, and N is the number of turns. So this will become mu naught Ni by L. So this is the magnetic field inside the solenoid. Then how many turns are there? N number of turns. So you can count like this. What do you mean by turns? 1, 2. The turns you can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. That will become N. N. What is N? N stands for number of turns here. And L is the physical length, not length of the wire used. Okay, let's come for the any flux linking the each turn. Flux linking each turn. How much it should be equal to B into S, and let this be the radius R, or we'll take it here. So this should be equal to how much? B into pi A square. So this should be mu naught Ni L into pi A square. This is the flux linking each turn. Flux linking the total solenoid. How many turns are there? N turns. So N into this one. So this should be the flux linking each turn. So this will become N into mu naught Ni L pi A square. So I ended up with one equation, mu naught pi a square by L. This is I. Keep it like this. What is the flux linking the solenoid when a current I flows is what we are able to determine. So what is this? This is a flux linking the solenoid. In what direction current I is flowing? So everywhere current is, the arrow indicates. So I'll show specifically like this. So what is this? There's a current I. Black color will indicate the direction of actual current. Okay, no. So this actual current. So what is I? I is the external current. External current flowing in the solenoid. Is that okay? No, this one. No, look at this current. Is it constant or variable? I quote I not a variable current. So then, if I is variable, come for this. If I is variable, B is variable. If B is variable, flux linking each turn variable. Then flux linking the total solenoid is variable. So we'll account to this person. So what he says, flux, negative flux increases. d phi by dt, negative flux increases. d phi by dt negative. EMF induced positive. So tell me, like, will there be any induced current in the circuit? Yes, there'll be an induced current. What direction it should be? Account to this person. Account to this person is an observer. Anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise means in what direction I should push a current? I should bring an induced current in this way. Look at that red color arrows and blue color arrows. They are very important. Where that induced current, it will flow everywhere. Just I'm showing it few places here. What is this? This is strictly. So now what is I? This I high N. Induced current. The symbols we were using like this, no? This black color arrow and the red color arrow is what? The induced current. Why do this induce current? Due to Lenz's law. Because whenever a flux linking a coil varies, then there must be an induced current should flow that one. According to the Lenz's law, the direction of induced current should be such that it should oppose the cause. What is the cause? I is the cause. And what is the opposition? I induced is the opposition. So therefore, what this coil is trying to do now? It is trying to oppose the varying current. If a current across the coil increases, this coil will try to oppose. So I think instead of showing it many places, I'll show it one place. A thick, big arrow, I'll show it. This is I. And this will be I induced. Or at one place, we'll show like this. This will be I induced. Okay, fine. So this basic concept is very important. The rest of everything you can manage mathematics. It's very easy. Everywhere the current will be flowing, not only in first turn, second turn, at all points in the coil, there will be an induced current. Why do this induced current flows? According to Lenz's law, the direction of induced current should be such that it should oppose the cause. So high in, how it will flow? I in flows opposite to actual current. What about this induced current? It will be far less than I. But altogether, what it is doing, it is trying to oppose. It's trying to oppose that one. So now this particular coil It is acquired a property. What property? It will oppose varying current. If current across the coil will increase, then it will oppose the increasing current. So this I induced U is produced here. The coil, shall I say that induced current, this induced current, the induced current is produced by a solenoid. Got this? This is strictly due to varying current, it is flowing here now. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll send a decreasing current. So if I send a decreasing current, what parameters will come? Let's analyze that condition also. Drawing that. I'll change little bit. Let's see that here. Round turns are needed. Looks very awkward. We'll go back to same earlier method. The same coil, now I'm going to send a decreasing current. So let this be the red color, no? We took. That's what is that red color one? It's only our reference we are drawing it. It's only for our reference we are drawing it. Check it, I think I did nicely. Yeah. Now, so this is about, so now let me send a decreasing current here in this case. A current which will decrease something, I naught minus KT. I should not, as T increases, the magnitude of current will be decreasing that one. Or we'll put like this, I naught 1 plus KT. So in the denominator, as T increases, definitely the value of I will decrease here. So I'll push it in same direction. Now according to the magnetism, so how the lines of force, so everywhere should be. Now also how the magnetic field will be towards left. So I think no, yeah. So what is the net magnetic field will be directed towards left. A person standing here, you will say that the magnetic field is towards left. Now look at the B bar. Again, the same from solenoid equation, B equal to mu naught Ni. I'll not write all everything. So what is the total flux linking? The same formula. So what this person says, the flux is negative. Negative flux, now what happened? Decreases. dphi by dt should be positive because current is decreasing. If I decreases, B will decrease. Then what is the flux? Flux equal to B into S. NBS. Let's see the area of cross section. NB pi A square. So now EMF induced will be negative. So induced current should be negative. So what should be the direction of induced current now? Actual current is flowing like this. This is the direction of actual current. This is the actual current flows like this. You can show at all places. At few places there'll be sufficient. I feel like, you know. No. So this is the actual current. How the induced current? The induced current now, according to Lenz's law, how it should flow? It should flow in the direction of actual current because the direction of induced current suggests it should oppose the cause. What is the cause? Decreasing current. So here the induced current will try to increase it. This is a core idea. I think the previous condition and this condition are totally different here. So how that induced current, red color arrow, it will flow in the direction of induced current. The direction of induced current is such that it will support now the actual current. So now look at the same coil. Earlier when the current was increasing, it was opposing. It will try to decrease it. Now current is decreasing. So what this induced current will do, will try to increase it here. So altogether, what is the property of the coil? It is opposing the varying current. So look at the direction of induced current now, towards right now. So therefore, shall I say this coil will behave like a source of EMF, and it is generating what? It is generating an induced current. So at one place only, I'll show it. This is the direction of this one. So this is the actual current, and this is the induced current. So in what direction the coil is trying to push the current in actual flow of actual current. So therefore now I'll give polarity. This end now will become positive. This will be negative. Shall I put like this? Or this end should be positive. This end should be positive, no? This should be negative. Any reason for that? This will act like a source. I can replace directly this within a cell. Sir, how you are replacing this cell? Yes, it is a source of EMF. Then why this end will be positive? Because here the induced current is in this direction. So a positive a current, conventional current should leave positive terminal. So this entire solenoid I can replace with an equivalent cell. Similarly, let me show both the things. Yeah. Similar, look at this one. Similarly here, how the induced current is flowing. The induced current is flowing opposite to actual current. I'll show this. So this is I, this will be I induced. Now, so which end? Now this end I can replace this, the whole everything as Oh, just wait. I'll get it. It got closed. Oh, everything got erased. So, this is the technology. Saved it, no? Even after saving it. Uh, I think you have in recording, everything will be there. I'll just draw a rough diagram because again, it takes so much of time, especially that spring, no? It's troubling me a lot. I'll put a rough diagram. It is there. It is there in recording, but not physical copy. Diagrams really troubling a lot. Physics. I'll make it out. Huh? I got an idea, no? So it is like this. Now, what is the current? Current here was. I can't show all in detail. That is the first diagram. Let me copy it. This is a very important thing and it is troubling us. All of you able to see this? Okay, no, we'll continue. So this will be much easier. So in the first case, what is the current? Current was increasing with the time. This one. Here the second case, the current was decreasing with the time, increasing current here. And there's a decreasing current. And already I've come across, so I'll just show only rough diagram. So this is the B bar. The resultant field will be towards left according to the person. Here is the observer. Then what is the actual current? Actual current will flow here like this. And the induced current will flow opposite to that. Why do that induce current? So again, due to Lenz's law. So here actual current will flow towards right and induced current also will be in this direction. Everywhere it should flow, not only at one point, everywhere that one. So what is the black color? This is the actual current. And This is the induced current. So this end now will behave like a cell. This end is behaving like a cell. So this is positive, negative. So I can replace this within a cell of EMF. Now this end will behave like a cell. I can replace with a cell EMF. So this end is positive. This is very important. I'm telling this one. The signs polarity, because all the numerical just revolve around this. Decreasing. So what about actual current? Actual current is flowing like this, and the induced current will flow in the same direction. Sorry, induced current will be like this. So what about here? Actual current is flowing like this. The induced current will flow in this direction. I'll show it here. This is the direction of that polarity with respect to what? With respect to actual current, we are showing it. So therefore, where all this solenoid I can replace with a cell. Now, what is the flux linking? Flux linking, this is like a solenoid. Flux linking, each turn is equal to B into S, which is equal to mu naught Ni into S. So total flux linking the solenoid should be N into flux linking each turn. N into each turn. So this should be called N into mu naught NIS. What is N? Number of turns per unit length. Let L be the length of solenoid. So what is L? L I'll indicate like this here. So let this be the physical length of the solenoid. Okay, fine. So therefore, number of turns, let it be N. So in place of this is N mu naught, this will be N by L, I into, let S be the area of cross section. There's a total flux linking the solenoid. So when I rearrange this, mu naught N square L S into I. What is S? S is the area of cross section. So if you take this radius as A, S will be pi A square. Okay, I think we had a discussion till here. Okay, let me continue now. Now, because of this, it will be like a cell. So now, shall I say one property got obtained? What is one property? What is this coil? What is made up of? Like a conducting wire, copper wire, iron wire. You take any wire, you take any copper, any conducting wire, where a current can flow. Just wound on your finger and make it like a spring. Then pass a varying current. You'll get induced current. So that is simple. Again, don't think something big. Again, so what happened? You take a copper wire. So don't make a spring. Let it be long wire. So the same wire means, sir, like there's a wire. Now I'll send a varying current. I'm putting some very important discussion. Please do make observation. I'm sending in a varying current. There's a same wire only. You can see green color. I just took it. Will I get any induced current? No induced current. No induced current. So what is this metal made up of? Copper. So this is also made up of some copper wire. So now this is also same copper wire. Will I get any induced current? No induced current here. Sir, what is this? Because no flux linking the coil. Are you getting? No? There's a core idea. So why the same copper wire, you make it like a spring and you send a varying current, then we'll get induced current. So shall I say that the dimensions of coil matters here a lot, the shape of the coil, not like the area of cross section of wire, the shape of the coil. So therefore now this particular circuit, this particular instrument I'll give a good name, solenoid, or I'll call that as an inductor, induced current, no, inductor, which will induce current, that one. I'll call that as inductor. So what is the property is acquired? It has acquired now a property to oppose varying current. So the measure of opposition by this instrument or by this device to the varying current is called like a inductance or self-inductance of a coil. I'll bring one, a quantity called as inductance. I'll define like this. The measure of opposition to the varying current is defined as the measure of opposition to the varying current by a coil. This is called like a inductance, or you can give it as name self-inductance. So where is that current is flowing? The current is flowing, where the current is flowing? The current is flowing in the coil. Where the varying current is flowing? In the coil. Where that induced current is produced? In the coil. Who will produce that induced current? The coil. High is the external current. Say I'll connect a one cell and that cell will push this external current. High induced is produced by the coil. I think you should have a clarity. So what about I induced? This is produced by a coil. What about I? I is what? Supplied by the external source. So the measure of opposition to the varying current by a coil is called as self-inductance. If current increases, the coil will try to decrease. If current decreases, the coil will try to increase by pushing current in the direction. You look at I induced in the direction of actual current. I induced opposite. Why the polarity? This will behave like a cell, no? This will behave like a source of EMF, which will generate a I induced. So in what direction I induced? Towards left. So this terminal, left terminal should be positive. All of you look at here. It is trying to oppose the actual current. So therefore, plus this one. This should be positive term, this should be negative term. Look at this one now. Current is decreasing. So what this coil will do, will try to increase that current. So it will push induced current in the direction of actual current. So how I induced is flowing towards right. So therefore, this end should be positive. So the polarity for this inductor depends on actual current or induced current. The induced current, are you able to understand? In both the cases, actual current is flowing from left to right, but induced current changes direction based on how the current is varying. Now the same copper wire, I'll pull it, I'll stretch it so that it will become again a wire, straight wire. I'll send a varying current. I don't get induced current here. So a special property this particular copper wire acquired when it is wound as a coil, when it is wound as a spring. And I'll see that number of turns will be very close. The turns will be very close to each other. Got this? So there's a one basic idea, and whatever that induced current will be very much less than actual current. These are very important, so very troublesome, not mentioned in the book. So practically when I check it, no, see we can't measure induced current, just only theoretical on paper we can do it. So can we have a meter which will read I and I induced separately? No. If you connect any emitter, what it will do? It will read resultant, no? And I can check practically that, so like theoretically I can make a analyze that the induced current will be less than the actual current. So what it is doing, it is actually opposing that one. So the measure of opposition to varying current is called like a self-inductance of a coil. Now this particular thing, so let's come back here. Look at the net flux and current, how they are directly proportional. They're directly proportional. So from here, the flux linking a coil, the flux linking a coil is directly proportional to the current flowing in the coil. So this, to remove this proportionality, I'll bring a constant called as self-inductance. Where is L? The symbol for self-inductance is L. And what is the unit for this? What is the unit? Unit is called as symbol L for self-inductance. And in what is the unit, like farad for capacitance, ohm for resistance. Similarly, Henry for the self-inductance. So now I'll define self-inductance. What is the self-inductance? Net flux linking to the current flowing in the coil. So what is the formula for net flux linking the coil? Mu naught N square S I by L. So this will cancel out. So what is the self-inductance of a solenoid? Mu square, mu naught square, N square by L. What is S area of cross section? Can I also write this in another form? S into L by L square. I just said one L. S into L will become volume. N by L is number of. So what is small n? Small n we should call it as number of turns per unit length. And what is V? V is called as volume of solenoid. So what this inductor does now? So I'll call this, and it depends on what you see. L, physical length, V, and you see like an area of cross section, length. So shall I say it just depends on the physical parameter like capacitance F naught A by D. Here also the inductance, it depends upon the physical dimensions of the coils. Self-inductance depends on physical dimensions of coil. So there's one basic idea of the self-inductance. So now let's see that what all it can do. If current is increasing, can I try to oppose it? Yes. If current is decreasing, can I try to oppose it? Yes. Now look at this same inductor now. Is it storing any energy? Yes, it is storing magnetic field energy. It is storing magnetic field energy. So can we calculate how much of energy present in that? B square by 2 mu naught. B square by 2 mu naught energy density, and we know volume, we'll get the total energy. That energy of the coil can I express in terms of self-inductance. So I'll move on to the next concept. Again, what is the resistance? Go back to some very basic things you learned. What is the resistance? Just let me stress once again. What is the resistance? It's a measure of opposition by a conductor to the flow of current. That's all, not to the direction of current, flow of current. Current increasing, decreasing, irrespective of that, conductor will oppose that flow of current. What about inductance? It's a measure of opposition to the varying current, not to the amount of current. It will just oppose varying current. If a constant current flows, no inductance. Means, sir, in the same coil, I'll send a constant current. Will there be induced current? No. We don't get any induced current. In the same, like a coil, solenoid, I'll push a constant current. Let this current I equal to I naught. Will I get induced current? The answer is no. Able to make it out? So when do that EMF will be generated? When do EMF will be generated? When current to the coil is varying. So therefore, some sort of like a potential difference is set up, or EMF is generated. So let's try to calculate that EMF generated here. So whose help I should take? I'll differentiate this. I'll differentiate that equation. d phi by dt. L di by dt. From Lenz's law, what is d phi by dt? Should be equal to minus C. So another definition for the self-inductance. And look at that EMF induced, it will oppose cause, no? What do negative sign indicates? The negative sign indicates the EMF induced is such that it will oppose the cause. What is the cause? The varying current. Internal resistance will be there. I'll put later on. Let's focus on self-inductance first. Because any conductor must have resistance. I'll put later on that one. So now how you define a inductance, self-inductance, which is having 1 Henry. A coil is said to have 1 Henry when an EMF of 1 volt is induced when a current across it varies at a rate 1 ampere per second. So how you define 1 Henry? How you define 1 Henry? When an EMF induced across a coil is 1 volt when a current varies at a rate of 1 ampere per second. The coil is said to have 1 Henry when it produces an EMF of 1 volt when a current across it varies at a rate 1 ampere per second, whether current increasing or decreasing, just telling varies at a rate of 1 ampere per second. Like this, we define 1 Henry. Our definitions are very important. You have to be careful. Always we should define for unit variation, not like 2 volt. If an EMF of 2 volt is produced when current across it varies 2 ampere per second, then also you'll get 1 Henry, but it's not a definition. We should always go for the unit variation. Means like unit volt is generated when unit current varies per second. There's a what scientific way of defining SI units. Now, so I'm bringing the idea of EMF induced. So therefore, where all numericals are, then can I replace this cell with a, can I replace this coil with a cell S? So when you're replacing this coil with a cell, you should be careful. What is the self-inductance of a coil? It depends on what? Number of turns, area of cross section of that, and the length. So this is something very important formula is what we have generated. The self-inductance of a coil, what happens depends on these things. So this particular shaped structure, I'll give a name called as an inductor. So now we will do naming for this. What is this? This is called like an inductor. So this particular structure is called as an inductor, that one. A solenoid in the magnetism chapter only, we are calling it as now an inductor. Got the idea now? What is the self-inductance of an inductor? Inductor means it should flash for you. Different shaped coils will come. We don't call them as inductor. A structure, a coiled structure of this shape is called as an inductor. I'm making things clear. The moment inductor comes, the spring idea, the diagram of spring should flash for you. Any energy stored by the inductor according to this? So let's go for the energy equation. E is equal to, so how you define power across the coil? This is a L, this is a current. Let EMF induced be E. A varying current, let it flow here. So let EMF induced, is it okay polarity? Why to give that one? Because it will oppose the induced current. So what is the direction of induced current? Will be opposite to that. Let's proceed now. So what is the power generated in the coil? E into I. What is E? L di by dt. What is the power? Energy stored, rate at which energy is stored? Du by dt. When a current in the coil is no current, the energy stored in the coil will be 0. When a current I is flowing, let U be the energy stored in the coil. Not it is potential difference, it's a U. I'm making things clear. So therefore, this will become, so what is this? Energy stored in the coil. In what form? In the form of magnetic field. Energy stored in the coil in the form of, so altogether, what is the inductor? It's a device which will store magnetic energy. What is the capacitor? It's a device which will store electrostatic potential energy. Here magnetostatic potential energy. So basically inductor is a device which stores magnetostatic potential energy. So it all depends upon how much of current flowing that one. If a current through inductor is variable, then energy will be variable. If current is constant, it will be there. When the induced current will flow, when current is variable, means sir, like, is it possible it will be storing energy and no induced current is, if current I is constant, there will be magnetic field B equal to mu naught and I, and where there's a field, there should be magnetic potential energy. It's all. So don't correlate now. If only current varying time, if a varying current flows, then only what will happen? It will store the, then only it will store the magnetic energy. Nothing. This current is I, if it is a constant or variable, irrespective of that, you will. Can you hear me? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, now we'll take the next thing. So this is about the initial background of the inductor. So now what happened? If an inductor is there, how to write KVL? Because finally what happened? We are going to use this in a circuit. Circuit means where a cell will be there, capacitor will be there, and resistor will be there. Then I'll connect this inductor. Then when this inductor comes, how do we write KVL? This is our next part of the thing, this one. Now let's go for this circuit. There's a cell. There's a resistor and there's an inductor. This is A, B. So EMF of cell, let it be 14 volt. The resistance, let it be 2 ohm. Inductor, 3 Henry. And the current across it flowing at an instant is 2 ampere, and current increases at a rate di by dt 1 ampere per second. Let it be 3 ampere. The current is increasing at a rate 1 ampere per second. Okay, fine now. So what is the potential difference? VAB, that we are going to write that one. So what is the basic idea? Where current enters, that what we say, that end is positive. So I'm not bothered about anything inductor. I'm just treating like a one circuit element. Current enters positive, negative. Here current enters positive, this negative. And we are showing only this actual current. What about induced current? It will be there flowing towards left. We are not bothered. Sir, you're not bothered means the magnitude that will be less, but it will try to oppose. And what we are showing is the resultant current. Is it okay? So now let me write the loop equation. So from the loop equation, VA minus C minus I into R. What about here? The drop across inductor. I'm moving from positive to negative. I'll call VL equal to 0. What is VL? Potential drop across inductor. So this will be VA 14 I into R. This I'll write it as L di by dt, and di by dt I'll substitute with sign. So how to write potential drop across inductor? From where this formula I brought it? From here only. From very formula. That is EMF generated. The potential drop across the inductor is equal to L into di by dt. Here the di by dt I'll substitute with sign. Now this EMF induced different, potential difference is different. Now what we are writing here is the potential drop across inductor, which is equal to L di by dt. Di by dt I'm going to substitute with sign. Is it current increasing or decreasing? It is increasing with the time. You can see di by dt plus 1 ampere per second. So let me substitute with sign here on. So VA minus 14, what is the current? 3 into 2, the value of this is plus 1. Sign is very important. If current across the branch increasing, di by dt positive. So what is the drop across the inductor? L into di by dt. So let's solve this. This will be VAB equal to, this will be 20, 14, 20, 20 minus 3, 17. Now you look at, you try to see all together.
So 23, sir.
20 plus 3, sir.
20 plus 3, no?
23.
So what should be the VAB? VAB should be in this direction. So what is the potential difference? VAB to this much. Now if I replace this with a cell, the same thing, instead of this, I'll treat this as a cell. Same circuit. LRE 2 ohm, 3 Henry, 3 ampere. Now in place of coil, I'm going to replace with a cell. Now when I'm replacing cell, what I should do? Which end of the current is increasing? No, so what this end of the coil will do? Or so this coil will try to oppose. So in what direction it will push induced current? Towards left. So therefore, where all inductor is there, I should replace now with a cell. Now it is behaving like a cell. So what should be the EMF? E. And what is E? E should be equal to L mod of di by dt. Not so don't substitute di by dt with sign. It should be a mod. Why? Means already the sign you have taken care by replacing the polarity. Able to understand?
How did you determine the polarity, sir?
That's what, no, here. See, like the coil will oppose the very actual current. So in what direction the induced current should flow? Towards left. The coil should push some current to oppose this actual current I. So to push that current to open, it should be like a cell. I'm treating like a cell. So the induced current in what? Towards left means this left end should be positive. And the left end should be positive terminal. The right end should be negative terminal. But again, don't put sign. Already you've taken care sign by replacing with a cell. So E equal to EMF induced should be L mod of di by dt. This is the formula. Okay, let's write equation. We'll see what will end up. Plus minus. So don't give again sign for this, because you have replaced cell. For cell, we should not give any polarity. Plus minus here. Current is entering. So from the loop equation, VA minus E I into R minus E minus VB0. This is how much? 14 I into R 6. This should be L mod of di by dt. L is 3. So this should be mod, no? So this is the inductor. Huh? So two ways are there. You can treat inductor like a just like similar to resistor, write loop equation and end up. Or you can replace with a cell. Sir, which approach is the best? The first approach is the best. When you see only inductor and the resistor, no, this approach is the best. Replace inductor with a cell. When only inductor and resistor are there, replace inductor with a cell. When a cell along with inductor, if there is a resistor and cell is there, no, better to treat inductor like a that one as a circuit element. It all comes by practice. As you start doing numericals, you will come to know like which one has to be preferred. Okay, now polarity of cell. Okay, all of you got it. Why this left end should be positive? Because it should push the induced current. Induced current in what direction it should push? Opposite actual current. So therefore, this end should be positive. This should be negative. Now let me put the same condition. Let there be a varying current. This is the first case what we discussed. Now let me take the same thing. I'll put in another page. It will be easy for you. Comparison. Yeah. Now the current, let it decrease with the time. So earlier what happened? Increasing current was flowing through the coil. Increasing current. Now what about decreasing current is flowing through the coil? Let's write the loop equation. VA minus E minus IR minus VL equal to 0. VA E minus IR L di by dt with sign I should substitute. It's a potential drop. This will be 14. This will be 2 into I into R. 3 into 2. Self-inductance of coil 3 and it is minus 1. VAB is equal to 20 minus 3, 17 volt. Now same thing, if I replace all of you, okay, if you can understand this, it's almost over because already you know RC circuit. It'll be very easy for you, I'm telling this one. Try to follow first basics here, it'll be much easier. Now I want to replace this with a cell. Tell me, look at the current decreasing, no? So therefore what this inductor will do, will try to increase the current. So what it should do, it should try to push current in the direction, it should try to push induced current in the direction of actual current. So for that purpose, the polarity will be like this. I should not show this signs. It is now very dangerous to show. Only for resistor we have to show. We should not show for inductor. I think here also I didn't show. Are you looking at it? Plus minus. You should not show for. Only for resistor, if you want, you can show like this. When you replace inductor with a cell, again don't show polarity. Plus minus like that. This is R. This is E. This is inductor. Okay, write the loop equation. No? VA minus E minus VR. This should be plus E. E is how much? 14. This is 6. What I should write? L mod of di by dt. Why mod? Already we have taken care, no? By replacing the polarity. Current is decreasing minus 1, but it's a mod. So therefore VA minus 20 plus 3 minus VB equals 0. So VAB equal to 17 volt. Look at final. Here inductor replaces cell. Inductor has some element. Inductor as an element. I'm treating just like inductor as an circuit element, whereas inductor like a source of EMF here. So which one is better? It's left to you. Already I gave that one. When external source is there, treat like circuit element. When only inductor and resistor is there, treat inductor like a cell. Then write the loop equation. Both the approaches are needed for us in the numerical. That's why we are showing all the things. Sir, why you are not showing I induced? I think it will be very small. No? Already I mentioned earlier. I induced will be very small. So what we get is like the resultant current, what you can call it. I induced will be small. It will oppose. The coil will oppose the varying current. Means, sir, will it nullify? No, it will not nullify, it will oppose it. If current is increasing, no, it will try its best to oppose that increasing current. For that purpose, no, it will push the current opposite to that one. What about here? Current is decreasing. So how induced current should be here in this direction. But you connect ammeter, will it read high or I induced? It will read resultant, no? So therefore we don't show anything high induced. It's a practice, sir. Because if you connect ammeter here, what will it read? Actual current or induced current? The resultant current it will read, and we know practically I induced will be very much less than I. So just showing only I is what? That will be sufficient. Okay, fine. So this is the one, the best way of understanding analysis with the inductor. Sir, now what about the energy in the coil? Yes, it is varying because current I increases, L is constant. Then energy across the coil also increases. In what form? It will store energy in the form of magnetic field energy. So there's one basic description about the inductor. Okay, let's go for growth of current in RL circuit. Like similar to RC circuit, no? The same ideas is what we are trying to apply here. Growth of current in RL circuit. So I do have this is a resistor, this is a coil, this is a cell of EMF E. At t equals 0, I'll close the switch. Then I'll write down I'll search for expression for current through the RL circuit here. So now in what direction the current I will flow? At t equals 0, I'll close the switch. I plus minus, I'm treating this like a circuit element. The current I will flow in this direction. Then writing loop equation plus E minus VR minus VL equals, you are moving from higher potential to lower potential. So fall in drop across the inductor also fall in drop. So further this I into R L di by dt. So what is we want expression for current I. So rearranging that, L di by dt. So di is equal to E minus IR dt by L. Let me adjust the quotient of I. L by R. Where this L by R, I'll give a specific symbol. I'll call that as time constant of circuit. This is called like a time constant of circuit here. So this will integrate at t equals 0. What was the current in the coil? 0. At any instant of time, let I be the current. So solving this, minus log of t by negative sign, I'll send on this side. So this will be log of E by R minus I by E by R. So this everything will become 1 minus I by E by R equal to e to power of minus t lambda. So look at now, current through the coil. It increases exponentially. Say why again, what is R? R is the resistance of the connecting wire or resistance of the coil itself. See, we never get a ideal inductor. What do you mean by ideal inductor? The wire which is used to make the resistance, the wire which is used to make the inductance should not have zero resistance. Not possible. It's a superconductor. Superconductors cannot be molded in the form of like a wire, like a making a coil, making a spring. Not possible. We are not yet reached to that level of technology. Hypothetical situations they'll bring it, but practically what happened, we don't have ideal inductor till date. We are unable to manufacture it because of the constraints, physical constraints here. Of course, in books you have hypothetical, like an inductor made up of superconductor. Because see, to bring superconductor, what you should do, you should create a conditions. No, they are not simple like a resistor inductor. Superconductor, what happened, has to be the total resistance will become zero. We have to bring magnetic field into the picture, all that one. So it's not that easy to construct superconductors of any arbitrary shape. Hypothetical problems will come, just you can manage that one. So now practically what happen, an inductor will have internal resistance. You can call that resistance of the wire which is used to make inductor as this capital R, or resistance of a circuit. Either one you can take it. So basically, where do we use this inductor? Almost in all the electrical electronic equipments. And what all we have, whenever this fan, AC generator, this one, motors, water pumps, in vehicles, everywhere open, this inductor has come into picture. Like how resistor, capacitor are integral components of circuit. No, this is also one basic component. Inductor is a basic. You take anywhere open, this will be present in almost all electrical and electronic circuits here. Now, when you switch on circuit, immediately the current will not become maximum. Though we are sending a constant current, what do you expect? There's a DC source, no? What do you mean by DC source? Current will be directed in one specific direction. Current will not alternate. So when I switch on, what do I expect? I won't expect. I thought current E by R will flow. No, the current will gradually increase. When it will be E by R? After a long time. When this like a, or you can call this as steady state current, or I infinity, I'll call it. What about the drop across inductor? I want the drop across inductor. We differentiate this. If I differentiate di by dt, I infinity by lambda e to power of minus t lambda. What is I infinity? E by r. What is lambda? L by r. This is value of di by dt. Now I know value of di by dt. So can I bring VL? So what is the drop across inductor? There's a breakup. I'll put arrows so that continue, you can see it. No. What is the drop across inductor? What is the formula? L di by dt. We know value of L. We know value of di by dt. E by L e to power of minus t lambda, which is equal to e to power of minus t lambda. There's the drop across inductor. Look at the drop across inductor. It will decrease exponentially, no? At t equals 0 equal to E, and exponentially decreases. And as usual, what is the drop across resistor? I into R. We know I. This will be E by R. Now make a careful observation. Drop across the inductor, drop across the resistor. So when I plot all the graphs, when I go for plotting of curves, the curve will be exponentially increasing one. And almost it remains, it becomes constant exponentially. It should be like this. This is the drop across inductor. What about the, sorry, the current through the inductor? We are first interested in current. And this is equal to that steady state current. And this is T is in seconds. So we'll define one time constant. What is the time constant? Time taken for the current to become 63% of maximum value. One time constant, lambda equal to L by R. So the time constant, will define it. This is lambda. How much it will become? It will become 63% of final value. So how you define time constant? Time taken for the current to become 63% of final value. That's called a time constant. So how do I obtain this? Take help of this equation. Put T equal to lambda 1 minus 1 by E. 1 by E, value of E is 2.7. If you calculate, we'll end up this equation. I'll derive all that here. So we know this is the expression for current at any time. So this will be E by R 1 minus lambda by lambda, which will become, this will become 0.63% of 0.63 by ER or 0.63 by I infinity. So time taken for the current to become 63% of final value. This I infinity is the final current that will flow through the circuit. Similar to RC circuit, steady state charge here, steady state current after long time. So when do we get current? Practically after 5 lambda, theoretically at infinity. Check it, put T equal to infinity, then only what pen will get I equal to E by R. Put T equal to infinity, then we'll get I equal to E by R, constant current. But practical open after 5 lambda, the current through the coil will be almost constant. After 5 lambda, it will be constant. Practically, theoretically, it should be infinity. And we define time constant, time taken for the current. So how you define time constant? Time taken for current through the coil to become 63% of, don't call steady state current, final value. Final value we do, it all depends upon that one. No? So just call final value. There's a method of defining time constant. No, like this, if you check it, no, almost theoretically infinity. Practically after 5 lambda, it will almost become steady current. So this I infinity, I'll give a good name. I'll call steady state current. Again, I think we we called it like this, no? 2 lambda, 3 lambda, 4 lambda. This is called like a transient state. This is called like a steady state. So tell me like in which particular state we'll be using inductor. Practically we'll be using here. Practical use. Here is what I'll be using. This is the unwanted transient state. Practically useful steady state. I am writing very directly in the graph itself. In which particular state will be using the inductor in application. I'll be using in this region. This unwanted one. So what do you want? This you want to be more or less. Unwanted you want it to be more or less. Unwanted online coaching classes. Do you want this to be continued till your final exam? No. This as early as possible. Practical classes as early as possible. Physical classroom. So there's unwanted. No, we don't want it. It should be minimized here. So tell me how to minimize this. Whose help I should take? The time constant. So what is a lambda? Lambda So tell me, like in a circuit when I design, where there'll be inductance resistance. So what type of circuit I should prefer? L should be less, R should be more. Then the time constant will be less. Then immediately it will come to the practical stage. Practically useful this one. Steady state is what we'll be using the inductor. This is the one basic idea of when you design means, sir, okay, what is L? See, sometimes wantedly you introduce L in a circuit. Unwanted inductance also will come. How come unwanted inductor? Any current carrying structure now will have inductance. I'm making things clear. I just made you coil, but any current carrying structure will have inductance. Any current carrying structure means you look at a fan. In the fan, a separate inductors will be there, coils will be there. All of you know, winding of coils, am I right? And also what happen, we'll be using so many other conductors no, to construct that fan. So when any current flows through that conductor, will have inductance. So wanted, unwanted. The unwanted also inductance is what will be troublesome. What we design is keeping the inductance of circuit, but unwanted current carrying structures, they'll bring this lambda, and unwanted conductors will have resistance. So this will be troublesome. We think that okay, I designed properly, but the unwanted things happen. You didn't took care, and because of that happen, you switch on fan. After 5 minutes, it starts rotating. How you feel? Big headache, no? You switch on water pump. After 5 minutes, it starts pumping the water. You switch on AC. After half an hour, it starts working. After half an hour, starts cooling effect will come into picture. It starts cooling. Any reason? Because of L, because of R, because of C. See, for for working of circuit, I'll bring LRC, but unwanted LRC what happen? Will delay this transient state. So this should be minimized here. So therefore, when I'm designing electrical electronic equipment, what I should see that these are called like a stray they call. What do you mean by? I think all of you very familiar with this one, no? Stray dog, pet dog. What do you mean by that? Stray dog, unwanted dogs, pet dog, your favorite, where you can feed like ordinary human being, even some pet dogs, they're leading very luxurious life than human beings. So stray means what here? Unwanted, no? So this is what like that. The unwanted conductors there will have capacitance, will have inductance, will have resistance. And what they do, they will increase the transient state. So therefore, it's not just like a the design. So even along with the look, what happen, you should take care about this one. It's I'm telling this one. The moment you become engineer, the error, this transient state, and tell this one, they are the best friends. The whole life will be there for you to trouble. You'll never be happy. You want to become happy, don't become an engineer. You want to be, if you want to be happy, no, don't become engineer. That's one. You want to be unhappy or to become engineer, because whatever things you take, you know, there'll be trouble. So only thing is you can bring only the percentage, not like exact. How best till 90%, 95%, 99%. That 1% again may trouble you. So this is what happens in the designing stage. Each and everything you have to take care. It's not that, I'm telling this one, it's not that easy to become good engineer. Just to become engineer, okay, anybody can become. But really, if you want to become design engineer, no, the whole life will not be sufficient for you, because constantly you have to struggle with all these elements. We'll call this transient states, errors you have seen. So this was the troublesome life will be there for you. Okay, this is about the growth of current in RL circuit, everything there. So now let me go for a T equal to infinity. How do it will be circuit at steady state? Let me finish off this topic at steady state. Steady state means T equal to infinity after a long time. What about current to the circuit? Constant E by R. So where the inductor is there, I should replace with a short circuit. Clear this? This will be, will there be any energy in the coil? Yes, there will be energy in the coil, but current through the coil will be constant. The inductor, will there be any energy present here? Yes, there will be field energy. I'll just show it. call it as U infinity. How do inductor? It will be like a short, where all inductor is there, and what is that red color? Red color things are the field energy. Or I'll just show some color. Some energy is present. The inductor you have to replace with a short circuit. Then what is I infinity? According to formula, I is equal to E by R 1 minus e to power of minus t by lambda after long time. E to power of minus this everything will end up with E by R. This I call steady state current. So what is energy stored in the inductor at steady state? Half Li square L by 2. I infinity is E by R whole square. So L E square by 2R square. So at steady state, what you should do? At steady state, inductor behaves as a short circuit. Okay, now after at steady state, what I do? I'll come back to this. At steady state, the switch is thrown from 1 to 2. I'll take this diagram. We'll paste it there. Where we are inductors. Let me search. I don't know, this today is troubling me a lot. Self-inductance. I'll draw the diagram. Y2. Okay, this is the circuit which was there. So the inductor was at steady state. So now this was the switch here, no? Switch was at position 1. I will now move the at steady state. I'll move the switch to this one. So will there be any energy in the coil? I'll show things very clearly because this direction of say some B bar like this. So we'll assume that field will be in this direction. And this is an inductor. It contains some magnetic energy. So this is a T equal to infinity. What I do? Immediately I'll throw the switch from 1 to 2. This one. So then how the circuit will be? Circuit. Now what will happen to the inductor now? Actually, why do this current I was flowing? This current I was flowing due to the cell EMF due to this cell. And why do this magnetic field is present? Because of this current. We have to go back to Faraday's law here. Now, why do this magnetic energy is present? Because of magnetic field. Because of magnetic field, there's a flux. Why do this flux is there? Because of current. Why do this current? Because of cell. The moment I move the switch from 1 to 2, there won't be support for the flow of current. No? So the cell is what happened? Will be cut off from the circuit. It cannot support the flow of current. then what will happen to is like the flux across the coil starts collapsing across the inductor. It starts collapsing. There the flux is there. I'll call this as a flux, magnetic flux, because there won't be EMF to support the current. And because of that, what happens, the flux across the coil starts collapsing. And according to the Lenz's law, how the direction of induced current should flow here. You have to take help of Lenz's law here. So let's assume that you are standing here. I'll take help of simple one turn. So initially, how the steady state current was flowing like this. And let's assume B bar into the plane. In any direction, you can assume it. In this coil, you just see that B bar into the plane. I'm just making this one. This is one of the turner. Okay, I'll show by blue color. One of the turn, you can see the current is flowing clockwise and B bar into the plane. Now, the moment I'll move the switch from 1 to 2, there won't be support for the current by the cell. And since there is no support for the current by the cell, the flux across the coil starts collapsing. Then from Lenz's law, flux linking the coil, all turns will be varying. I'm showing one of the turn. So what is this? This is not a ring. One of the turn. One of the turn of inductor. I come for Lenz's law. I'm standing here. Negative flux decreases. d phi by dt positive, EMF induced negative. Then what should be the induced current? The induced current should also, so induced current means negative means how I should show. I should show that clockwise. So the induced current will be like this here. This is very important in books. They have explained almost half of the page. I just made it a very simple. Take help of Lenz's law. The direction of induced current should be such that it should oppose the cause. Tell me like what is the cause? The field is decreasing. the the induced current to the coil should be such that it should oppose that one. So the field is decreasing. The current will flow in such a way that it will try to increase the field. So now, sir, you just show me what is the direction of field. Same thing, but it will be decreasing. So therefore, this now what we get is an induced current. That induced current only, I'll just call it as I high decay. I'll call it I induced or high decay, because current decreasing, no, high decay I'll call it. So how to predict the direction of current across the decay circuit? At t equal to infinity, what direction the current was flowing, in the same direction the induced current will flow. So this is called like a decay circuit. So now how do this inductor will behave? It's having energy. Shall I treat like a cell? So treat inductor like a cell. Now treat inductor as a cell. Now how I should show polarity? Anybody? In what direction induced current? Towards right now. So this end I'll show like this. This is E. And this is what the circuit. 2. What to do with this battery? I think it's of no use, no? You can remove it. Or you know to draw it. So how that current will flow? The decay current will flow in this direction. You should trace it out. No guesswork, nothing. Apply the basics and trace out that. So this is decay current. So how to get expression for decay current? How the drop across these two? So what is the potential dip? The same drop will be applied across it. So the drop across the inductor is equal to drop across resistor. So L minus di by dt into IR. I'm writing the equation like this. What is the potential drop across the inductor? That will be the drop across the resistor. So further this di by I is equal to R by L dt. And now, what was earlier current was flowing? I infinity at any time. Let this be ID, 0 to t. So this will become a negative sign log of, I'm directly writing it, substituting upper, lower and lower limits. This will be T by L by R. So ID is equal to I infinity e to power of minus T lambda. What is I infinity? E by R. Look at the current. It decreases exponentially with the time. So what is I infinity? So somewhere here you have to write it very clearly. Because what about inductor? It will be like a short circuit, just storing magnetic energy. What all heat generated in the resistor are? Heat generated in resistor are. There should be equal to energy stored in the inductor coil. What all that energy that was there in the coil open, gradually it will be given to the resistor. So what about the graphs? The graphs will come in this way. Exponentially decreasing one. So this is I infinity. This is I. So how long it will take? Infinite time. So what do you mean by that? Means you switch off fan. Then what about the current? This decay current in the fan. When do it will become zero? After infinite. After infinite. But practical open after 5 lambda. Means as long as current is flowing open, the fan will keep on rotate. Means though you switch off fan, still it will be rotating because of this transient effect here. So again, what is the basic idea? After 5 lambda, this was the 5 lambda. So this is the steady state. This is a transient state. So the moment you switch off, what happens? The current should become zero, no? But it gradually, it exponentially decreases and will become zero after infinity. I think this is also a very big problem, no? You switch off fan, then tomorrow morning also when you come and switch on again, still it will be rotating. This is very absurd, no? That one. So it should be taken care. So for that, what happens? We'll adjust all these things. But practically after 5 lambda, things will settle down. After 5 lambda, things will settle. So this is called like a decay of current in RL circuit. This is very important. In books, they're given explanation, not diagrams. I'm just took help of Faraday's law. So how you determine the direction of decay current? Initially, before when switch was at position 1, in what direction the current was flowing, in that direction only the induced current should flow. And the induced current is nothing but the decay current. What all energy in the inductor now will be given to the resistor R. What all that energy is there, they'll be given to the resistor R. This is what happens here. So what is the total heat generated in the resistor R? Energy that was stored earlier in the inductor. Okay, tomorrow we'll see all applications of all this thing. Okay, thank you all of you. Okay, thank you all of you. Take care, bye, see you.